Alright, here we go. Let's do the long division. We have a linear binomial dividing into a cubic with 4 terms. The binomial has 2 terms, so we want to go to the second term of the cubic. And in this position, we want to ask ourselves, what do we have to multiply times x to get 3x cubed? And the answer would be 3x squared. So 3x squared times x is 3x cubed, and 3x squared times 1 is positive 3x squared. Put this in parentheses and subtract. So 3x cubed minus 3x cubed is 0. They cancel. Negative 4x squared minus 3x squared is negative 7x squared. Drop the positive 2x, and we're doing the process again. What do we have to multiply times x to get negative 7x squared? Negative 7x times x is negative 7x squared, and negative 7x times 1 is negative 7x. Put it in parentheses and subtract. Negative 7x squared minus negative 7x squared cancels to 0. 2x minus negative 7x is the same as 2x plus 7x, which is 9x. Drop the negative 1. And ask, what do we have to multiply times x to get 9x? Positive 9 times x is 9x. And 9 times 1 is positive 9. In parentheses, subtract. 9x minus 9x is 0. Negative 1 minus 9 is negative 10. That's the remainder. So our answer when we divide is 3x squared minus 7x plus 9 minus 10 over x plus 1. Okay. Now what I'd like to do is, if we slide this up, I'd like to show you a process called synthetic division. And this process is meant to simplify the dividing process, assuming that you're good with your math facts. Okay? So the whole idea of synthetic division is that we are going to represent this problem using only numbers, no variables. Okay? And here's how we're going to do it. This x plus 1, we're going to ignore the x, and whatever this divisor is, we're going to change the sign. So positive 1 becomes negative 1. And then we are going to represent this cubic with 4 terms using only the coefficients. So 3, negative 4, 2, and negative 1. Okay. So this setup represents the division that is up here with the variables. Okay. Now, before we begin, we need to understand what kind of result we're going to get, or we have to predict. If we have an x cubed divided by an x, what is the degree answer that we should get? An x squared. An x squared. Okay, so remember that. Here's the process. Everybody ready? Yeah. Okay. What we do is we start with the 3, and we drop that straight down below the line. Next step, negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Now what we want to do is we want to combine these two numbers using the signs in front. Negative 4 minus 3, negative 7. And now we start the process over again. Negative 1 times negative 7 is positive 7. Positive 2 plus 7 is positive 9. Negative 1 times 9 is negative 9. Combine these terms using the signs in front. Negative 1 minus 9 is negative 10. This last number is always the remainder. Remember, in this problem, this 3 represented 3x cubed. We're dividing by x, so this 3 represents 3x squared, and then minus 7x plus 9, and then we have the remainder, minus 10 over x plus 1. Okay, and you will see that we got the same answer in using long division and using synthetic. Okay, let's flip the page over and we'll do it again. Okay, shall we all do the long division? You want to do it on your own? Okay. Alright, here we go. Linear, binomial, 2 terms. We go 2 terms over. What times x equals 2x cubed? 2x squared times x is 2x cubed. 2x squared times negative 4 is negative 8x squared. Parentheses and subtract. The 2x cubes cancel. Negative 3x squared minus a minus is positive. So negative 3x squared plus 8x squared is 5x squared. Drop the negative 18x. We need a plus 5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times negative 4 is negative 20x. Parentheses and subtract. The 5x squareds cancel. Negative 18x minus negative 20 is the same as plus. So negative 18 plus 20x is 2x. Drop the negative 8. And let's see, 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Parentheses, subtract, remainder 0. So what we know is that x minus 4 times 2x squared plus 5x plus 2 is equal to 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 18x minus 8. So we did it. We got the answer. Okay. May I move it up?
Yeah.
Let's rewrite this using synthetic division and then do that process. So the first thing we do is we take this linear binomial, cover up the x, whatever the constant term is, we change the sign. Then we represent the polynomial using only the coefficients. Now if we're doing x cubed divided by x, our result should be x squared. Here we go. Step 1, drop the 2. 4 times 2 is positive 8. Combine these numbers using the signs. Negative 3 plus 8 is positive 5. Then multiply. 4 times 5 is positive 20. Negative 18 plus 20 is positive 2. 4 times 2 is positive 8. Negative 8 plus 8 is remainder 0. We started out with x cubed, we divided by x, so we end up with 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. So if one of these is the hammer and one's the nail gun, I'd say the synthetic division is the nail gun. Because if you have a good handle on your math facts, you can whip through these really quick.